Hi, everybody. So Lisa and I are here today to do like a little reminder that we're getting ready to do a really big healing at the end of the month. But we want to talk about how quantum entanglement and needing to agree to heal is so important because I don't think that really has permeated everybody's awareness at this point. How are you,
Yeah.
Lisa?
Good, good. I'm really excited about this, and I'm getting so many testimonials about people who've had this healing before.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited about this. The one thing that I always say to people is I don't sprinkle magic fairy dust on people and then they suddenly are healed. You have to be invested in it. And one of the hardest things, and what I do as a certified hypnotist, is I actually work with the unconscious mind. And you'd be shocked at how many people are so attached to what they have because they don't know who they are without it. And when you don't know who you are without it, you're afraid to let go. So it's like you can become empowered by your illness. You can become empowered because that's all you know. And there's this fear of what do I do? Who am I without this? What am I going to do now? Because maybe you're on disability and you have money coming in. And now without my disability, how am I going to support myself? What am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really important that you have some awareness about what you're going to be doing after you're well, especially if it's a long-term thing. And also that you totally agree, every single part of your body and your consciousness agree to heal, because if they don't, then they won't. So that's why people write out a contract before they do this healing and they sign it because they're basically saying, I'm done with all the old stuff and I'm willing to go forward and heal. I know as a healer, I've said to people, oh, well, would you like me to help you heal? And then I've done things for them and they were on the fence about whether they really wanted to heal or not. And then they didn't heal. So there's been a few in my experience that really didn't want to heal. And it's so disappointing as a healer or as a friend, you know, that they're not willing to do it. But you have to remember there's a payoff. They are
Right.
getting a payoff for being sick, whether it's a lesson they're learning or they've basically brought it into who they are, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And some of those can be past life related because there could
Hmm.
be trauma from a past life that you're carrying in. So you're unconscious about what the root cause is. It could be ancestral trauma that you're carrying. That's a pattern that's within your family. Or it could be something related that's happened in this lifetime. So if you're having trouble trying to discern where it's coming from, you can do some, I'm happy to work with people to help them get to the root cause to release it because I can't tell you how many people are shocked when I say, well, what's the benefit to holding on to this? And they're like, I don't want it. I'm like, let's check on that. And then they realize that they really are holding on to it, but they don't have it because consciously it doesn't make sense. Why would I
Yeah.
want to hold on to something that hurts me? But when you
Mhm.
get benefit from it, we hold on to it because of fear. So the importance is to let go of the fear and allow. And one of the hardest things that I've had to do in my own life and my own personal experience has been to let go of these preconceived these programs that held me so tightly and let go of this. Like I always believed that I always had to be taken care of. I never thought that I could be alone and be on my own. And then after 29 years of marriage, I end up on my own. I'm like, oh, look what the universe just did for me. Thank you, I think.
Yeah. Hmm.
So all of these things are gifts. And even when you're going through a difficult time, I always try and turn it around saying, what is the universe doing for me? What is God showing me right now? What's inside of me that needs to come out that I'm hiding?
Yes. What are we hiding from ourselves? That's huge. I don't know if all of you went through this, but we did have a big inner child healing that went on that was like this past week, and it came from the universe. down to us, and all the inner children were in tantrum mode. So the human consciousness inside of us, and a lot of healing went on, but woo, were we like tired, had a hard time focusing, like, because the human consciousness is more attached to the body than our soul is. Our soul goes in and out, and the human consciousness has been much more intact with the body. So when the human consciousness is like, peace out, I'm going to go freak out, it really was hard on the body during that time. And I'm really grateful that that is in the process of healing. But we've got healing going on all over the place. And we're really doing well as a group, but remembering that we will get into a med bed at some point, but that is not the be all and end all of staying healed, because in the long run, we're an energetic body.
Right.
And we're going to learn how to maintain our own energy. We're going to go to things like this where we get a tune up. We're going to let go of big illnesses because we're agreeing to let go of them. So I just wanted to bring all that up because we have so much quantum entanglement to not only our own stuff, but we're also looking at other people and saying, well, can I fix it for them? Not if they don't agree. If they don't want to, if they're still getting a payoff for that for some reason, they will not heal. So they need to agree to it. That's
Yeah.
really important.
So
Yeah.
one of the things, if you want to pray for someone, you
Mhm.
pray for them to see the truth. And then you
Yes.
have to let go, right? Because many of us have loved ones who've done things that we know could cause harm to them, but they don't know yet. And it's very hard to be around that and know that. That was their free will decision. So when you pray and think about those people, you want to come from a place of praying and asking for them just to see the truth. And then they have the choice. And then if they want to get healed, they can get healed. If they don't, then we have to surrender. And when it's your own children and loved ones, it's really hard. And many of us have had to go through that experience.
Mhm. Absolutely. And for them to love themselves enough to want to heal, to believe that they deserve it. Because the only thing that you need to know is just by being here in this game, you deserve to feel good.
And it sounds
So,
counterintuitive to say, why wouldn't someone want to heal? Like, what is it in the human psyche that holds us back to say, I don't deserve to be healed? Is that something that comes in as a young child? Does that come later on? You know, at what point is that a switch that we suddenly just decide, no, I'm good. This is enough.
well, that happens over time and it really is built into the ego. And the the whole program of us staying small, humanity staying small, humanity staying suppressed, all of that is breaking right now, but that doesn't mean the program has come out of your body, because we're basically in an organic vessel that we helped create, and we help create every day. We help recreate something in our body every day. And we are the consciousness that is driving this vessel. So when you have a dream, usually the forward movement in your dream is your car, but your car is actually your body. So if you can remember that the ETs have a vessel that's organic, then you also have a vessel that's organic. And realizing that you have so much control over it is really important, but we're absolutely here to help, because that's one of our things that we signed up to do, is to assist. And eventually everybody will be able to do this on their own. They will have total maintenance. We're in transition right now, and that transition may last for a few years. So we're here to help in the meantime.
Yeah, and understand, one of the biggest mantras that I've had in my life is whatever I'm afraid of, that's what I'm supposed to do. As
Mhm.
soon as the fear kicks in, I'm like, oh, now really? And
Yeah.
it's whatever I'm fighting because it's there as a lesson. So, I mean, I didn't want to leave my marriage of 29 years. So in order to get the courage, I walked 40 feet of red hot coals. And then once I did that, I realized once I did that, I could do anything. And that gave me the courage to say, yes, it's time to end it. You don't have to do that. But my
No.
point is that I use that as a metaphor a lot for all things in my life, even in my own healing work. I was afraid to put that out there because people didn't understand it. When I first started doing work, my daughter got asked when she was in middle school, "Is your mother a witch?" And I told her to tell them, yes. Tell them I'm a good witch. But it was just, how little people understand or know about this and worrying about what other people think. And I finally got to a point, and as all of us need to do, is not worry about what other people think anymore, because
Mhm.
each one of us is here for a destiny and a purpose. And so
Yeah.
many of our loved ones and friends will come in and try and undercut us and say, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. And if you think about how many famous inventors and people, if you look at all the people who are famous, all of them have done things that are outside the box. They've all pushed the limits. No one stayed safe who's done great work.
No, that's so true. And most of them isolated themselves because they couldn't be listening to all the nonsense that goes on around them, you know, because you have other people's perceptions and other people's egos.
Yeah,
So, really, being aware that you can heal and not listening to anybody else's stuff is very important. And remember the placebo effect, you know, like that
yeah,
is people healing themselves with a sugar pill. So you can absolutely heal yourself with guidance as you go through one of these, healing events. But we're really excited. So
yeah,
we've had a lot of great results so far,
yeah.
and we're really excited to share
Lots
this.
of incredible testimonials, and it's covering the gamut. It's physical issues. 100% of the people that I saw when they had their live blood tested, all of their immune systems boosted, every single one. And then you have mental, emotional, and spiritual. There was one fellow out of Sweden whose his aura expanded 50 times the size. I mean, that's amazing to me. So know that this is something that you can do for yourself. And we've made it available and priced it really well so that as many people could do this as possible, because we want to help as many people go through this, because
Mhm.
you can't be alone in this.
No, and that's how we're going to be doing a lot of things in the future is through community. So, and remember that you may be in a higher parallel, you may figure all this stuff out faster, but there may be somebody in your family or in your awareness that maybe they need that as a next step. So, just realizing that we're going forward in steps, not everybody's on the same one. So, they may be on a floor below you, but they're still going to get to where you're at eventually.
Yeah, I loved your interview that you just did with Lisa,
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about her flight over and how there were barely any people and barely any people in New York City. And well, summer people leave anyway, but talking about that she was on a different frequency, different
Yeah.
dimension.
Yep. And it's a weird experience the first time it happens, but it's so beautiful because you can see how it hasn't been completely created yet. So you've stepped into a new parallel that is not completely filled in. So that matrix is still kind of empty. And it's so peaceful. I gotta say, I love those experiences. Yeah. So, but we just wanted to bring this up to you guys again today. And we do have a surprise at the end of the show, or the healing that we're going to talk about. So um, just stay tuned for that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Lisa.